Remember the time you were having a conversation with a family member or a friend and you didn't agree with what was being said, but you went along with it to keep the peace, to make sure the other person feels comfortable. You silenced yourself. Remember the time that you were constantly seeking out approval from others to feel like you were on the right track in your life, feeling like you were holding on to them so dearly that it meant the world to you if they approved of you. Remember the time that you felt this pressure to be perfect, to hold it all together, even though you were struggling with inside yourself? Remember the time you felt the pressure to make sure everyone's needs are met while you sacrificed your own? Remember the time that you felt others' needs were more important than yours, that their opinions mattered more than the opinion of yourself? These moments pop up in our lives so often, and we brush them under the rug because it's just what we're used to. It's how we've shown up in the world, and it's worked. Often we do hold it together. Often we are functional. Often we do have a good life that we've built for ourselves. But only you know the cost of that. Often the cost is feeling unfulfilled in your life, feeling like something's missing, like you were meant for more, feeling like you're exhausted, you're burning the candle at both ends and wondering at what point do I get to take care of myself? Often the feeling is this resentment, not necessarily even towards other people, but this resentment towards yourself that you silenced yourself. You didn't speak your mind. You didn't speak your truth. You were molding yourself to what other people expected of you. You were molding yourself to what they wanted of you. And yet you knew that you were not in alignment with yourself. You knew that you were not living your truth. And so you sacrificed yourself. It's hard enough when you feel unseen and unheard by other people, but when you yourself make yourself feel unseen and unheard, it's suffocating. And I know this too well. I have spent much of my life abandoning myself just like this, silencing myself, being the good girl, the one that holds it together, the one that's constantly working towards the next achievement, the one that keeps the peace in all relationships, the one that gets along with everybody. But this left a toll on myself. It left me feeling broken. It left me feeling silenced. It left me feeling suffocated. It left me feeling drained. It left me wondering, when is my time? When do I get to live the life that I want to live? And is this it? Is this what I've been working for all these years, just to feel like this? And so if this is you, if you are living like this day in and day out, I understand. And I want to share with you that there is a different way. It was only when I learned how to truly show up for myself, how to honor my needs, how to even just connect with myself and know what my needs are, that I could start listening to myself, feel seen and feel heard. But the hard thing about abandoning yourself is that you have become so reliant on yourself. You have become so independent. You have become so drained by all the things that you feel like you need to hold together that you do not create the space for yourself to change the trajectory of your life, to change your beliefs, to change the way you're showing up for yourself. And I felt that pressure. It was such a challenge for me to create that space. And it was only when I started to make myself a non-negotiable that my life actually changed. And I was able to feel a whole new expression of myself, an essence of myself, and connect with myself. But it's very hard to do that without a community, without people holding space for you, without the support of others, the understanding of others who are also feeling the exact way that you are. And so that is why I'm so grateful for the opportunity and the ability to create a community that will serve you and to help you feel that sense of love for yourself, to feel seen, to feel heard, to be surrounded by people who know exactly what you're going through, those silent struggles behind closed doors while the world saw a different version of you. And so if this resonates with you, I invite you to join our infinite self circle, where you will be surrounded by women just like you, feeling the burden of everything that they felt like they had to do in life to feel worthy. And allow yourself to release that pressure. Each month, I will bring you a new theme, including boundaries, subconscious mind reprogramming to release yourself from the limiting beliefs that are holding you stuck, nervous system regulation so that way you can allow your body to feel safe again and not feel like you're in a constant stress state. I'll be sharing inner child healing so you can help the past version of yourself to finally feel seen and heard in some of maybe the struggles that you've gone through in your past that you haven't quite healed from. Each month, you will have the opportunity to ask the questions that you want to ask, gain the support of community members and myself, and allow yourself to finally have the space to feel supported and have the space to work through some of the things that maybe you've wanted to work through for a while. The truth is, there's no shortage of information. You can have any information at your fingertips at any moment. But what I have found to be the most difficult thing for so many people I work with is actually implementing that, putting it into practice, actually feeling the change when they do the work. And it's in that space that the gifts start to pour out. I can't tell you how many books I struggled with. I would read the books, see the practices, and be like, I'll get to that. Yeah, okay. When I have time, I'll get to that. Well, the weeks turned to months and the months turned to years, and it didn't happen. And it was only when, again, I created that space for myself and allowed myself to be a non-negotiable and had the support systems even within myself. I had the coaches, I had the places to create those opportunities that I started to see that change. And so that is my vision for this community, to create a space for you to create those changes in your life, to implement, to feel like you have the capacity to actually do that in your life, and give you bite-sized pieces so that you don't feel overwhelmed. The last thing you need in your life right now is another thing to do and feel overwhelmed. But what if you had just little bite-sized pieces each month to put into practice and feel the difference and get that ball going, getting the momentum going, and starting to realize that you can actually create a different life without feeling the burden of having to do more in your life. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to join my Infinite Self Circle, where you will be surrounded by love and compassion that maybe you've been longing for in your life. The link to join is below, and this will be launching in January 2025. And currently, I am accepting founding members. And as a founding member, you will be able to provide your input, be able to be part of the creation process and make this exactly what you were hoping for, something that really resonates with you and really helps you get the help that you need in any aspect of your life. As a founding member, you'll be able to lock in your price for life, for the lifetime that you are as a member. And as a founding member, you will be able to create this from the ground up alongside other women who are feeling exactly as you are, who will be able to relate to what you've experienced in your life, who you will be able to resonate with and feel like you have this long lost friend that you just connect with and they just get you on a different plane. This will be an environment that gives you that sense of safety, to let your guard down, to feel heard, and to feel like you are part of something more than what you are experiencing in this moment. Again, I invite you, if this aligns with you, if you're ready to go deeper in your own journey, to click the link below, join as a founding member, and get ready to make 2025 a different year than this year maybe was for you. Get ready to feel the expansiveness in your life. Get ready to feel like you are more fulfilled in your life. Get ready to feel a sense of purpose, a sense of calm and peace. When you're abandoning yourself, that is the most foreign concept you could imagine. What does it feel like to feel peace within your body? Well, I can promise you that as you go through this, you will start to understand what that feels like. You'll start to realize that there is so much more to this life than maybe you've experienced at this moment. We experience life by how we feel about ourselves internally. And if we are living in survival mode, if we are feeling like our needs and our desires do not matter, then we will see evidence of that within the world. Only when we take our power back, only when we release the tension that we've been holding within, release the inner resentment that maybe we've held against ourselves, we become forgiving of ourselves, we become more compassionate and more understanding of who we are and our true essence, then we begin to see the world through a different lens. And that is truly the magic. And that is truly when life becomes a whole new reality for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if this resonates with you, I invite you to click the link and join me on this journey. Join the fellow women on this journey and start to choose yourself in this moment.